Welcome back to another video. I'm the Backyard Buddha, and I help PACE members, that's people pleasers, anxiously attached, codependents, and empaths, master their energy so they can attract incredible, healthy relationships. In this video, I'm going to talk about why they're just not into you, why they keep losing interest in you, why you have maybe in the past attracted, beautiful people, or maybe you're currently dating someone or in a relationship with somebody that's really, really amazing, that you think is super attractive, they're awesome, but you feel like you like them, you care about the relationship more than they do, more than they like you. And the reason why this is because you are using them to feel better about yourself more than you're using your own agency, your own ability to make yourself feel good. And that literally is the definition of self-esteem. It's how much you're relying on yourself to make yourself feel good versus any other person or thing. So when you're in this relationship with the other person, and the more attractive they are, the more attracted to them you are, the greater the connection you guys have together, the more it's going to challenge you to get even more secure and stable within yourself. So in a way, it's a huge, amazing blessing and like magical fucking occurrence in your reality when you meet somebody that you have a really great connection with, because like the physical intimacy is incredible. Your banter and humor, right, wit, awesome. So much fun, so funny. You're going on adventures together. You just feel seen at a very deep level, and you see them at a very deep level, and you're just stepping into this energy of love, of appreciation, of fun, of affection, of just deep, deep appreciation. And if you're not super grounded within yourself, that is going to overwhelm you. And what happens when it overwhelms you? When their energy, when that experience of the relationship with them, that experience of the connection you have with them, when that is greater than your ability to have an amazing connection and relationship with yourself, it's going to overwhelm you, and then you're going to become addicted to them. You're going to become addicted to talking to them, to being physically intimate with them, wanting to be physically intimate with them, thinking about them more and more. Why? Because now you're addicted, you're hooked. You tried the hit of the heroin, and now your body's like, we need more of that. So what can we do to remain grounded and stable within ourselves so that we can keep projecting this soulmate effect? That's what I like to call it. And the main ingredient of the soulmate effect, projecting that soulmate effect, that soulmate experience, is that they are chasing you more than you are chasing them. You might hear that and go, oh, that sounds, negative or weird, or like, why does, anybody have to chase the other person? Or does that mean like they're just going to always want me more than I want them? Not at all. What it actually is that within your own body, because I'm not saying don't, be affectionate, don't what I like to call gush, which is you feel that intense, like, oh my God, I really love this connection, I really want it so bad, and you're like, I love you, I want to spend forever with you, I want to, fucking climb to the moon and shout how much I fucking love you. It's just like, whoa, oh my God. Like, yeah, I feel the same way about you, but shit, after a certain amount of time, and it's like, calm down a little bit. A much more powerful way of demonstrating that you love somebody, as a side tangent here, this is going a little, let's go off-road in here for a second. A much more powerful way of showing the other person that you love them versus gushing and just like throwing up on them is to tease them, is to be playful, is to use humor, wit, banter, to be funny. It's to take that gush, but to wrap it in the soulmate experience. And let's go back to that. What's the soulmate experience? They are more into you than you are into them. That doesn't mean it's true for them. That's the really important part here. Because ideally, they also are doing this. They're more into themselves than they are into you. That's the better way of saying it. Let me amend that. Sorry. It's not that they're more into you than you are into them. It's that you're more into yourself than they're into you. That's a more accurate way of saying it. Hey, I'm not perfect. I'm evolving too. Real time. There you go. Just saw it. Witness this greatness. You being into yourself more than they're into you. So important. Now, how can we do this? Because when you're into yourself more than they're into you, let's talk about that real quick before I tell you how to do this. What happens is they feel so much attraction towards you because now they can chase you. And why is this important? Because again, that might trigger the whole like, wait, but why does like somebody has to be chasing the other person? Like, that's kind of weird. Some of you might be saying that. Let me put it to you this way. Let's say we're friends. And let's say I want to always buy you lunch, buy you stuff, maybe comp you tickets to things, take you out to do stuff. Again, just purely platonic. No underlying intention. And I'm just constantly gifting you things and asking about like what you like, what you're interested in. Let's say if it's like a concert, boom, get you a concert ticket. And I'm just lavishing you with like lots of, gifts, good energy, acts of service. And then you're like, hey, I want to buy you something. And I'm like, no. No, you can't buy me anything. Don't do that. Wouldn't that be weird? Wouldn't that be a little strange? And even at a deeper level, wouldn't it make you feel that like, I almost can't be, we almost can't have like that deep of a relationship with each other if I can't also invest into you. And like, why are you doing that? Why are you just giving me all this stuff and doing all this stuff and never letting me invest back into you? Never letting me say, hey, you're valuable as well. Never letting me reciprocate. You don't really want that deep of a relationship with me. If you actually wanted to be my good friend, at that point, I'm just kind of like an acquaintance or an ally. Like, hey, I appreciate, like you're saying like, hey, I appreciate the tickets and stuff. But it's almost like you're my fan or something. Like, I'm not your friend. Friends let the other person invest into them. Right? And another substitute for friend is like deep connection, deep relationship. So by being more into yourself than the other person, you become attractive. You allow them to chase. You allow them to reciprocate. You allow them to invest. If we're the one doing all the chasing, all the giving, you never get to be the one that's being chased. And doesn't that feel fun? Isn't that part of like the flirting and the spice and like the sexual tension? It's like, I'm also a challenge. And I'm not like a permanent challenge. Like, you're going to get me. But you got to work for it a little bit. So that it's fun and also you value it more. You respect it more. Because you're also respecting yourself by saying, I'm more into me than I'm into you. And also, it's also communicating, I'm not needing you to make me happy. I'm not using you like a drug. I'll tell you a little story to demonstrate this. Many, many years ago, before I got sick, got syphilis, almost died, had to take a year and a half to recover, I dated like the most attractive woman I had ever met up until that point in my life. She flew out to see me. We got Airbnb together. It was awesome. Went to like a jacuzzi, went swimming, stayed in hotels, had incredible physical intimacy. It was amazing. But because the connection was so great, because she was so attractive, and I was so much more into her than I was into myself, what happened is I started to get addicted. I started to get attached. And it got so bad to the point that we would be having sex and she would stop me mid-sex and be like, I can't continue anymore. Because she could just feel off of me that I was just wanting her, the experience of her, the pleasure, the stimulus of physical intimacy as a way to cope with how unhappy I was and unfulfilled I was, because I was still hanging on to all these different, traumas, triggers, limiting beliefs. The the relationship I had with myself was not in a great place. And she could feel that. And like, women are even better at this than men. Men can do it too, but women are like even more sensitive to this shit. And she could feel it. And she was like, no, this isn't good. And like, how awesome is that, right? Like, not continuing to feel that and just like let that go on, but like, what a powerful example to just stop like mid-sex and just be like, yeah, we gotta stop. Like, this is like, I can't continue to feel this. I can't continue to like enable this anymore. And the more she pulled back, like after that, right? And I'm not just talking like physical intimacy, like that was fine, I respected it. I felt really bad because I didn't know why. I knew something was wrong, I just didn't know what it was. This was, years before I really got serious about healing and really started discovering powerful tools like belief work and state management. But even just in our communication stuff, like she started flirting with me less and less, and she was just more and more standoffish. And the more that happened, the more I wanted her good energy, the more I wanted her to flirt with me, the more I wanted her to tease me, the more I wanted her approval, the more I wanted her to feel good about me, because I didn't feel good about myself. Because my self-esteem was so low. And if someone really loves you, they want you to have high self-esteem. They want you to have an amazing relationship with yourself. And the way you do that, let's get to the how-to now. How-to part of the video. If I were to put it in like a statement, like one short sentence, just to really give this to you, it would be, you have to, if this person that you have this amazing connection with, I don't care what it is either, like a wife, husband, or situationship. Doesn't matter the level of commitment. And actually, the higher the level of commitment, like a fucking husband or, wife, the more this is true, what I'm about to say. You have to be completely like in ecstasy. Okay, I'm exaggerating a little bit, I'm being a little dramatic. You have to be so fucking in love and excited with yourself and your life that if this person was to leave, you would be completely okay with it. Like, that's where you have to be. So you have your hobbies. Like, if they're just gone, like tomorrow, like boom, they're gone. Like, you have your hobbies that are giving you energy, right? Maybe playing guitar, playing a video game, watching a show or something. You have the vision for yourself that you're building. For me, that's building up my coaching business, changing clients' lives. You have your self-esteem. That's like top, okay? Top of the list, your self-esteem, right? Again, that means caring about how you feel more than anything or anyone else, more than looking at your phone, scrolling on TikTok, more than that beautiful connection, relationships, physical intimacy or attention, more than money, more than a cool jacket. Caring about how you feel more than anything. That is exactly how much self-esteem you have. That's at the top of the list, right? Managing your state, exploring and transforming your triggers, traumas, and limiting beliefs, which all feeds into your self-esteem again, to mastering your energy. having hobbies, having a life you enjoy, having a vision that you're creating for yourself independent of this person. They can't, like, your vision, your self-esteem cannot be reliant on them being a part of your life or not. You have to be stable, happy, excited, so in love with yourself in your life that if they were to leave tomorrow, like, obviously you wouldn't want that. You appreciate having this person in your life because the connection's great, but you don't need it. You're not attached. And I'm telling you, the more right now as you're listening to this, you're like, but this is my special person. This is my special someone. I love them. The more you want to gush, the feeling to gush, that's actually just addiction. You're saying, but this person gives me so much good energy. I don't want to lose them. That's the problem. Because coming from that place, you're either going to want it too much, which is going to turn them off, and it's going to restrict your ability to express your personality, be funny, be witty, be charming, be playful, be a challenge, be a flirt, tease them, push them away, which is a really hot dynamic, to be pushed away and then pulled back in, pushed away, pulled back in. Not from a place of like, I don't like you, not from a negative place, but from a place of like, I like you, but I'm gonna, you don't get it that easy. You gotta work for it. It's fun, it's spicy, zesty, it's playful. We want that. It makes it that much more exciting. And that's what you're doing all throughout the relationship. Like, when I'm hanging out with one of my lovers, we're either laughing a lot or I'm teasing the fuck out of them, among other activities. But those are kind of like the two things we're doing. Laughing, enjoying ourselves, teasing. And I'm going to say this, the more intense the connection you have with them, the better that connection is, the more attracted you are to them, the more you need to be doing this shit more than this shit. Like, yes, be having fun, enjoying yourself, but then you need to be pushing them away more, because you got to balance that attraction with you being the prize, and making sure you're giving them an opportunity to invest into you. Otherwise, you're just kind of turning into their fan. And they're like, I don't want a fan, I want a partner. I don't want someone who's just like fangirling over me, like, oh my God, they're so amazing. Like, we can never actually be a team at that point. You're just like constantly down here, looking up here. And it also makes you very, very insecure and anxious. You're worried about losing their attraction. You're worried about them, getting bored of you, or cheating on you, or feeling like you're too much for them. And ironically, coming from that place makes you too much for them. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You end up pushing them away because you end up being too much for them, because you're afraid of being too much for them. Because it's restricting your ability to what? Be playful, be in a funny state, be in a feel-good state, and tease the fuck out of them. Push them away. Roast them. Crack at jokes. Demonstrate, hey, I'm having a great time over here. I'd like you to stay, because this is pretty cool. But if you want to go, you can go. And I want you to go if that's what's going to be best for you. I don't need you to stay. I want you to stay, but I don't need you to stay. I'm happy to appreciate you. That's the energy. It's not wanting, it's appreciating. You don't want them. You're not needing them. You're not desperate for them. You're appreciating them. You're just receiving them. And this applies not just with relationships, but with anything you want to manifest in life. It's being in the energy of appreciating. Appreciating is already having. It's having something so deeply that you can't even think about losing it. Like, why would I ever want that, right? If you had like $1 million, you would never desperately want food again, because you just have the food. That doesn't mean you take it for granted, but now you're appreciating it. It's like the tippy top of the energetic manifestational pyramid. So receive Let them invest into you. Appreciate them. Don't become addicted to them. Appreciate them. Don't let them overwhelm you. And the greater the connection, the more you have to balance this. Balance what? Balance being more into yourself, into your own life, your own hobbies, your own self-esteem, your own vision for yourself in your life, than you are into how good they feel. And they're a beautiful gift, this person, this incredible connection. It's a beautiful gift because it's really challenging you to develop and cultivate an even deeper relationship with yourself. How beautiful is that? It's pretty awesome. But they can also completely destroy you and gut you. So you're either successful and you have a great relationship and that continues, or they annihilate you. And that's still great too, because it really purges the attachment, the addiction. And I had lots of those. Oh my God, have I had lots of those. Where I was just totally overwhelmed and I just implode, detonate, right? Emotional mess. When I was really, really young, that involved cutting myself. I have scars. I would just take a razor blade because I had no self-esteem. I was hanging on to a lot of trauma, okay? A lot of triggers, a lot of limiting beliefs. I didn't even know what the fuck meditation was, what a limiting belief was. No therapy. Like, I was a mess. I was still being abused, traumatized. And it was my first real relationship where I really loved this person. And, all the stuff I was hanging on to eventually pushed them away from me. And when we broke up, I was just so depressed because they were my only source of good emotions. All of my self-esteem was dependent on them giving me good emotions. So I remember just cutting myself to like take the edge off, smoking a lot, drinking a lot, just being depressed, just disassociating. And that lessened over time, but each big breakup I had, I remember just spiraling violently. Until eventually I spiraled so hard that I was like, I cannot keep doing this anymore. And just numbing myself using like drugs and alcohol and sex. I mean, I did that to the point where I literally almost died, right? Got syphilis, got so sick I almost died. Took me a year and a half. I'm still not 100%. I'm like 78%, 82%, around there. That's what it feels like intuitively. Not a fucking doctor or anything. But it took me a year and a half just to like get to the point where I could be like functional again. Like, I lost my business. I was just bedridden. I couldn't even take care of myself. Thank God I had some family. My uncle let me live with him for that whole time. I was really rebuilding my strength. I would go on walks and like I would take a 30-minute walk and just be done, just out for the day. I'm like, I can't do anymore. I just go back and just like lay there. I felt like Batman when he got his back broken and you throw him down in that pit and he has to like train himself and like pull himself out of that deep dark hole. It was brutal. I thought my life was over. Look at me now. Let's take a moment to appreciate that for a second. Can I get some applause, please? Holy shit. I'm alive. I made it back. I bounced back. So proud of myself. But that's where they'll take you. That's where those breakups will take you. And that too is an incredible gift because it's annihilating all the attachment and it's bringing you one step closer to taking your self-esteem into your own hands, to caring about how you feel. More than anything and anyone else. That's true self-esteem. That's true mastery of your energy. And that's going to make you so fucking attractive and make flirting and keeping your partner attracted to you, totally in love with you, just a puddle of really spicy, zesty emotions. I like spicy more than zesty. I was on Hinge and this girl kept using spicy or zesty, in her audio message, and now it's just like fucking burned in my memory. That's what's going to keep your person wildly attracted to you. And like, how good does that feel? Being in this place of, I don't want it so much, so hard. And in the absence of that, I can just be playful and tease them and get them so like, because you already have a relationship with them. So like the teasing is like, it's done in this like almost like blanket of safety where you're like, they want you, they're in your life. And then the teasing is just basically showing like, I love you so much and I care about you so much that I take care of myself so much that I'm gonna fucking roast the fuck out of you. I'm gonna flirt with you and I'm gonna keep that honeymoon phase alive. It's not just a phase, right? I'm not gonna be lazy because I love you. I'm gonna keep things exciting. I'm gonna keep things fun. I'm not gonna take you for granted. I'm not gonna get attached. I'm not gonna get boring. I'm not gonna get lazy because I love you. Why? Because I love myself first, more than I love you, and more than I love anything else. That's the game. That's why you've lost and maybe are losing currently these people's attraction. Why they're starting to why they're just not into you, or they're starting to not be as into you as they once were. This is why. And what I shared with you here in this video is how you get out of that. And if you want some more in-depth help, mastering your energy, building self-esteem, diving into those triggers, traumas, limiting beliefs, and getting rid of those, transforming those, alchemizing those, that's exactly why I have my one-on-one coaching program. So if you tap the link in the description below, you can actually apply to work with me on a one-on-one basis. But this is only for people that are serious and ready to change their life, to master their energy, to create an incredible relationship with themselves so that they can keep this very exciting, playful, teasing, fun energy in their relationships, but first and foremost with yourself. Because you can't do that as like a tactic. Like, I'm just gonna do it in the relationship, and then when I'm by myself, with myself, everything sucks and it's boring. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's not how that works. You have to do it with yourself first, and that allows you to take a portion of that and then invest it into the relationship effortlessly. And that feels so good in and of itself. Like, I'm taking a little piece of me, flirting with you, sending it over to you, and you're just totally enamored by that. You're just like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. I love you so much. This is so great. And it's effortless. Costs you nothing because you're already feeling so good. Versus the alternative, versus the opposite, the inverse, which is, oh my God, I can't lose this person. I love them so much. They're so fucking amazing. I can't stop thinking about them. I don't want to lose them. I just want more of their attention. And it's like too much and like too afraid, worried about losing them, but wanting more of their attention, feeling bad when they're not responding. Like, I want to get you out of that. So if you're ready to do that and you have the resources to afford doing that, tap the link in the description below. Apply for my one-on-one coaching program. We'll meet up for a call over Zoom so we can get to know each other a little bit. I can hear your situation, your unique challenges, what you're struggling with. Because this is just the main problem, but there are other problems that are orbiting, that maybe are orbiting this problem, like let's say people pleasing, certain traumas, let's say maybe not being able to stand up for yourself, communicate. Like, I want to know what your unique challenges and problems are, so I know what we need to work on and work through. And then we can talk about pricing, the timeline, if it's maybe a month working together, 3 months, 6 months, a year. Really depends on your needs. Tap the link in the description below if you're ready to change your life, if you want to get this handled. And for everybody else, thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate you. Hit the like button on your way out, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and comment if something stuck out to you, if something resonated. I'd love to hear what that was and to engage with you, comment back, like, heart your comment, and all that good stuff. Thank you so much for watching. Love you, I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one.